Hello, my new video. Today we're going to take a look at a triple hard counter team for Poliwrath in the Fossil Cup. This team is designed to completely destroy any kind of Poliwrath that we're going to encounter. We have 3 hard counters. Our lead is going to be able to completely destroy it with the fast move Razor Leaf here, because we have the Ludicolo, which is a fun Pokemon itself, very good Pokemon in this meta. We want to have this face-up of Tentacruel. Tentacruel having access to Sludge Wave here, allowing you to do a lot of damage also against matchups where you have just like neutral damage coming in. For example, something like a Lantern really does not want to get hit by a Sludge Wave. And then we're going to have in the back the Toxapex. This team can have some weaknesses, I have to say. One of them would be something like Escavalier, can be quite tricky. There are some other Pokemon as well that you're very likely going to see here today as well. But generally speaking, this team went positive for me, went definitely way positive for me, because the amount of Poliwrath that we are able to just completely shut down was quite ridiculous. And so, yeah, hopefully it's going to be a good match for us, and we're going to be able to see some nice gameplay here today. We're going to be able to also go ahead and go for a Scald here, get the attack drop, and we can see here the Toxapex is going to be able to win this battle. Next opponent, we're going to encounter a great lead of the Lantern. Lantern lead was quite common, a lot of times followed up by the Escavalier as a sales swap. In the back there's usually something like a Lucario again. Like the Escavalier Lucario backline is one of the most common one that I have seen so far, and usually they of course run a lead that is good against the Poliwrath, because like the backline itself is a little bit weak to Poliwrath. Escavalier has the option to have Aerial Ace now, which is going to be super effective against Poliwrath to bait it out, while still getting only neutral damage from counter, and so it's a very smart play to play it like this. But as you can see here, maybe make a little bit of misplay here. It can be a little bit tricky to battle against this Pokemon. We see here already that they're actually running the Acid Spray instead, which is going to be quite annoying. We try to swap out and we kinda get walled here by that Mantine. Not as ideal, but we can hopefully fight back in the next battle. We're going to encounter the Empoleon in the lead. This is going to be a fairly neutral matchup. I really hope that Ludicolo is gonna get a Shadow variant eventually. I feel like this would have been such a cool Pokemon to get. Maybe for the next Shadow iteration after the Fossil Cup variant here now. Like we're gonna get like 2 fossils, and the fighting type Pokemon of Conkeldurr is new Shadow Pokemon, and also Cresselia, which is going to be interesting. Actually, I have to see when this event starts. I think the 8th, so I definitely have to prepare myself as well to do all the videos towards them. Anyway, we're going to see here the Toxapex going up against the opponents for Relegator. We are going to be forced to let those moves go through. It is going to be the Hydro Cannon coming through. So going to try to go for the full farm down here against the opponent. It does not work out. They can still get some damage against us, but usually Relegator doesn't have the greatest matchup against our Toxapex. In comes the Poliwrath, and so here it begins. We're going to be able to completely farm them down here with my Ludicolo if I want to. I still have a great matchup in the back, but look at the amount of damage we do here with that Razor Leaf, doing super effective damage. Icy Wind coming through, doesn't matter. Ludicolo is just chunking away from the opponent's health, and this is going to be a good game. Oh, Poliwrath in the lead, so we have already one Pokemon that we don't really have to care about, but sadly it's followed up by a Magnezone Saysop. Magnezone Saysop is quite tricky in this matter. It is quite an interesting Pokemon, because there's basically not a lot of Pokemon that can really deal with it. Yes, you have the option of Mud Boys, but Mud Boys are tricky to play in this meta. But also, this Pokemon itself is quite easily to be countered as well with like something like a Lucario or something like an Escavalier. So like there are a lot of Pokemon that are actually going to be able to beat this Pokemon quite easily as well, but you're always going to be able to basically get a shield advantage, because you always outspeed them to that wild shot. Here's one of the trickiest Pokemon to deal with for this team. It is Ferrothorn. This was by far the Pokemon that gave me the biggest headache. There are other Pokemon that you can run, by the way, here in the lead as well that would work out a little bit better to also counter the Ferrothorn, like your own Ferrothorn, for example. But as I had my own Ferrothorn in the video before, I kind of did not really want to use it here. And so I decided to go for a Scout here, trying to fish for the debuff. It did not work out. We can swap out though, catch the move onto our Toxapex. This is going to be the Thunder doing some super effective damage. It is going to be a tough matchup for us to still win. Let's see how it's going to go. They swap out back into that Poliwrath, allowing us to go for that Sludge Wave. This is going to do quite a lot of damage against the opponent, putting them into farm down range for either our Toxapex or our other Pokemon down back, our Tentacruel. So Dynamic Punch is coming through, and we're just gonna go for the full farm down. I'm not gonna throw any moves, and so we survive with 1 HP in a Dream, allowing us to go for that Sludge Wave, knock out the Ferrothorn, and still win this battle. Moving on to the next opponent, we're going to encounter again a Lantern in the lead as they swap out again into that Escavalier. it is still not ideal. Like, this team definitely struggles a little bit with Escavalier. How to fix it is actually maybe go for the Quillfish instead of the Tentacle, because Quillfish is going to be able to outspeed the Escavalier by quite a bit. Being able to go for Poison Sting plus Awkward Heal might be the better way to go for just for this matchup. Also, might even help you out for other matchups. You can run something like, I think, Ice Beam it learns. Let me actually take a look at the Quillfish moveset. I know that it learns Gang Shot, which is a cool move to have on Quillfish as well. So definitely also a Pokemon that you might want to run. You have Ice Beam, you have Acid Spray, you have Fell Stinger, you have Scald, you have Awkward Tail, you have quite a lot of good moves on Quillfish. Also, still, speaking of all the moves that this Pokemon can learn, we really need a rework for like the TM system, because like right now it is so awkward to get like the correct moves. For example, on my Ludicolo, I actually used I think 10 TMs trying to get Ice Beam, which is the recommended move for this Pokemon, which I'm actually at the end of the day happy that I didn't have. But I always got like Solar Beam, I got Hydro Pump, I got Blizzard, I never got Ice Beam. And as soon as I got back to Scald, which I was starting on already, I just was like, yeah, I'm just calling it a day. It is ridiculous how many, TMs you kinda need nowadays in order to try to get the correct move, and like we did not have any adjustment towards it, and it's just ridiculous to expect people to pay for more rates basically just to get those normal moves onto them. It's like not even like special moves. Also, did you see this here? I did not get my move through, which is going to impact this matchup quite a bit, because now it's going to be a tie. This would have been a win if the game didn't lag on me. Taking a look now at the next opponent, we're going to encounter here a great lead and also a great save swap. Maybe I make a little bit of a mistake here, maybe I should have went into my Toxapex instead. But here, I'm going to be forced to go for a charge move unless I want to get hit by a Scald from the opponent as well. So I rather decided to go ahead, go for a Scald, knock out the opponent, and now it's down to that Lantern. We are going to be able to go for the Sludge Wave here. Hopefully doing a ton of damage against the opponent, let's find out. They decide to actually use a shield here, which I'm kind of surprised about, but it is what it is. We can get some more damage in here with our Ludicolo, trying to also get some extra energy onto this Pokemon as well, as the Surf is going to get shielded. In comes that Registeel. We are going to be able to go for a Scald here. Let's see how this is going to be. We're going to be able to hit that Registeel and get the attack drop onto them. This is going to allow us to now catch the move onto our Toxapex. It is going to be that Focus Blast, and with this, the opponent is done for. They don't want to play against us anymore, and they decide to forfeit now as well, as they're going to be able to win this battle. Next one coming through, we're going to have the Lantern in the lead. We're going to be able to go up against a Credilli next, which honestly is way more problematic than I expected. What we have to do here is we have to swap out into our Toxapex. We are going to be able to at least go ahead and try to go for that Brine. We can still take another hit, but it's going to be a little bit of a more awkward matchup than I expected. What we'll see here is, of course, both of us still have a shield left, but they're going to outspeed me, and they're always going to outspeed me. And while we have more bulk onto us, and while we have more fast move pressure doesn't help us if we don't have the health for it anymore. And so I still decide to use a shield here, trying to get the Fire Shield from the opponent as well. Grass Knot is coming through, gonna get shielded, we can go for the Brine, but it's a little bit of a risky play now. If I use another shield afterwards, if they use a shield, which they luckily don't, I would be in a little bit of a tough spot, but now I can still try to go for a Sludge Wave against the opponent's Lantern here, which does work out as well. Gonna put them around like 50% health range with this one heal, and it's going to be exactly kind of 50%. We can try to go back into the Ludicolo to even take a hit. Maybe I decide to use a shield. No, I decide to let this move go through, expecting an Escavalier in the back. It's going to be the Lucario, which is kind of similar. And now it's coming down to if we can win this battle with our little Ludicolo here. We're gonna get the Scald off. Sadly, no debuff. And this is actually going to be quite impactful for the game here itself, because what we're gonna see now is we are going to let the move go through. It's going to be a Thunder Punch. We have to let the move go through, because now I am forced to use a shield anyway. We know that we lose the CMP tie. Thunder Punch is coming through. We are going to be able to go ahead and go for a Scald. This is gonna at least, yeah, knock them out here, but now they can fully farm me down with that Lantern. And because we didn't get the debuff before, the opponent was able to just get out with too much health left here, as the opponent can go for the Thunderbolt and win this battle. Next opponent, we're going to encounter the Lantern in the lead. That's going to be quite a lovely lead again. As said before, Lantern is quite common. Look at this Poliwrath having no chance whatsoever. We can even catch the move onto our Toxapex. Icy Wind carrying through. Have fun with that. We can just go for the full farm down here, get 100 energy. They were like just gonna go for the Icy Wind spam to kinda get rid of me for the next matchup afterwards, but we don't really care too much about it. And also, they're kinda turning down the switch clock a little bit, and if we play it correct, we might even be able to just swap it out later on, but as you're gonna see here, I decided to do something different. I decided to go for the Sludge Wave straight away against the opponent's Lantern, and I'm gonna try to stay in. Because what I see here is that Spark Damage after the nerf this season is barely doing any damage against us, and so we are going to be able to go for another Sludge Wave. And also, while we are like triple debuffed, our Poison Jab is still chunking away a little bit, and we can still reach another move. And this next move is gonna put them into range for 2 Razor Leaves, and we're gonna try to take advantage of this, trying to snipe them. Kinda works out, but honestly, here's the sad part. They actually went for the serve. They didn't have to do that, but it was kind of an annoying one here for sure. As in comes the Lucario, we have to be a little bit mindful. We still have at least a Toxapex as a potential like second shield. I was trying to get another debuff here onto the opponent, which doesn't work out, and they force palm me down. So, it's down now to our Tentacruel to win this battle. Tentacruel is coming in. I want to wait out the switch clock because we have to kind of catch a move here for sure. They're close, they're being at 3 Thunder Punches. We can survive 1 Thunder Punch, but not 3. And so, we are going to be able to catch the move here onto our Toxapex. Thunder Punch is gonna go into the void, and we can still go for the full farm down here. 1 Thunder Punch is never going to be enough to knock us out. There is no move they could go for that would knock us out, and so we can just knock them out. Second to last battle, a little bit of a shorter video here because I'm already a little bit behind my daily schedule for videos, so it is what it is. Anyway, we're going to encounter here a Shadow Steelix with a Thunderfang, a Pokemon that I definitely want to showcase as well because I feel like this Pokemon has so much potential. So there might be a review for this Pokemon as well eventually, depends on what is happening otherwise on YouTube. To be fair, I kind of try to avoid duplicate content. That's the kind of thing for my channel as well. I don't really like to showcase things people already showcased before me. So maybe you're not gonna see it if someone else does it, but otherwise I will mostly try and take a look at this Pokemon because I feel like Thunderfang Steelix has so much potential right now. Also with that Psychic Fangs, I think it's going to be a great Pokemon to run. And here, it's definitely going to be a little bit of a troublesome Pokemon for us as well. Having a triple water team, of course, one is not weak to electric type moves with the Ludicolo. It is definitely not an ideal scenario for us. They're going to go for the Psychic Fangs. We're going to try to swap out here, which we can. Still keep a 1 HP on that other Pokemon to just try to use it maybe later on to catch a move if we have to. But a lot of times, Steel Pokemon are paired with a certain Pokemon that we try to hard counter. Goodbye Poliwrath. Again, the opponent has to forfeit and we can move on to the next opponent. This is just a lovely thing about this team. Like, this team is so cool in order to beat like those kind of standard meta lines with Poliwrath, just because we're going to have a triple hard answer to Poliwrath, which is just ridiculous. Here we're going to be able to get the attack drop onto the opponent, fully farm them down. Let's see what's coming in next. It's going to be the opponent's... Let's find out. It's going to be Lucario again. We can go for another charge move, and for whatever reason the opponent just gave up on life here at this point. I don't know why they let the move go through, and with this game over, like goodbye there. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. A little bit of a shorter one again. We are a little bit behind schedule right now, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.